Man, it's always an honor, always a pleasure to have a Hall of Famer in our presence, man. So I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it, man. Andre, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you guys doing today? Everybody's healthy?
Healthy as possible. You know how that go though. But
Yeah.
appreciate you for coming on, man. Spending some time with
Thank
us,
you.
man. It's always a pleasure to pick a Hall of Famer's brain. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I appreciate. No, I'm honored to be on your show. I've checked it out already. You guys do a great job. So I'm honored to be here, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Aqib, you said you're in good health, but I know you in the past you've been sick watching Andre play football, right?
Yeah, Andre, I grew up a Cowboys fan, and I remember like I was like 6 or 7.
I was just gonna say you were like 5 years old.
Yeah, one of my early memories. Like I remember all the Super Bowls. We used to have Super Bowl parties when we was young, and I remember one Super Bowl. I'm like, just stop him, and somebody was going ham. You had like 150, you know what I'm saying, 10 catches, 150 or something. I was like, man, somebody stop him, man. Dang. I just remember a young football league begging the Cowboys secondary to stop Andre Reed, man. God.
Yeah. Well, if it's just an index finger, I think he can play. Bottom line is that. You know what? Antonio Brown, I think you're hoping he learned from all the things that he's done the past year and a half, 2 years. I think he deserves another chance, just like anybody else. I mean, Des Bryant just signed with the Ravens, in their practice squad. Does he bring credibility? Absolutely. Does he have the numbers? Absolutely. The thing is he going to be able to play within that system? And he played with Tom Brady, two games, a game with the Patriots a year or two ago.
Yep.
So they do have some rapport. And Tom Brady can go down to the grocery store and bring a guy from the grocery store down there and play and make him an all-pro.
Easy.
I know that's a funky analogy, but that's what Tom Brady does.
Definitely. I agree with you, Andre. He might not be the AB of 5 years ago. Because, I mean, like you said, Tom do bring you down. That's ultimately the reason why I quit. I'm like, shit, I can't play. I can't move how I used to move, right? So it frustrated me a lot. So it made me not even want to play no more. But if one thing I know about AB, you know what I'm saying, being his partner, being his friend, knowing about him, you know what I'm saying, knowing about his whole career, playing with him for his whole career in the NFL, I mean. But he works so hard, man.
He's a hard worker.
He's worked so hard. And if you know anything about him, he got up, he got his own gym. He's been working this whole time, man. So I expect him to come out super explosive. And I think Tom did a lot of lobbying for him to come there, man. I think Tom is a big reason why AB is there, man. So Tom on your side, Tom Brady on your side, they'll figure out a way to make sure he know the plays. And once you get AB in the game, man, he's AB. So I expect him to do great things out in Tampa.
Yeah, and Tom does this to players.
Exactly.
He raises the bar.
Exactly.
And once you're in the game with him, it's like Elway, Marino, Kelly, all the guys that played during my era. When you get in the game with those guys, they expect this from you, regardless of who you are.
Right.
If you're coming off the practice squad, if you're a first-year guy or fifth-year guy. So with those two, it's going to raise the elevation of the whole team even more.
All right. And so the other big injury when it comes to the wideouts is Odell Beckham Jr. Torn ACL. It's going to be out for the year, could potentially impact how he performs next year if he gets on the field. The question I have for both of you guys is the OBJ, as we know him, as we've known him to be, is he ever coming back?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I think Odell is, the 3 letters, OBJ. I think he's going to use that to be stronger because of what happened. To me, it's like, what happened in New York? Why isn't he still with the Giants? That's, all said and done. He gets to Cleveland. He has a pretty good year, I think last year or the year before. It's all about your quarterback. If you don't have the quarterback to get you the ball, you could be CBJ, LBJ. It doesn't matter. But I think he'll be stronger next year. I think this is a setback. And I even texted him on Instagram that this is just another part of your journey. Football is a journey. And once you're in it, you rely on your teammates. If you get hurt, your teammates pick you up. You're not by yourself. But the big thing about him is is what's going to be up here. Because if you tear your ACL, that is one of the injuries that when you come back is, okay, the first cut I make on that knee, what's going to happen? And if you look at a lot of guys that had, that had ACL surgeries, they start getting injuries at other places, like their hamstrings and their calves and all that, because they've been working so hard to get that knee stronger. So it'll be interesting to see how he performs or how he even comes back mentally, because it's more of a mental game now than a physical game.
I agree. Man, he's one of those guys just like AB, man. Them guys, no matter what you see him do on Instagram or no matter what you see him doing on Twitter or social media or whatever, just know those guys get up and they work every day, man. Them two are the hardest working guys who I ever met, man. And just getting a chance to play against, man, I think he'd be perfectly fine. His mental, his confidence is second to none, man. So it's 2020. They fixing ACLs like sprained ankles nowadays, man. He'll get a great surgery, man. Yeah. He'll get some great rehab. And as long as he locked in, ready to go, I think he'll come back like Odell. And it's one thing I know about, man, he like you said, his pride is second to none. You know what I'm saying? His confidence is second to none. So, hey, some things happen for a reason, man. You don't be surprised if come out and had the best year he had in a long time. But Andre, I can't stop looking at the what they call it in the Hall of Fame, the
Hall of Fame bus.
The bus. I can't stop looking at the bus, man. Just congratulations, first of all.
Thank you. Thank you. It took me 9 years to get into the Hall, but that wasn't up to me.
Right.
I think patience is a virtue in life. We got to learn that. And, it happened for a reason. And there was a time where I didn't think it was going to happen, but it wasn't up to me.
Would you say that's your biggest accomplishment as like an NFL player? It's making that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, once you get that, there's nothing in our game that's higher than that.
Nothing.
Would I love to win the Super Bowl? For sure. I think that just would have been the icing on the cake. But there was a lot of people involved in my career from 6 to 37 years old. Somebody said something to me, somebody patted me on the back, somebody hit me in the head. Those people are so important to me. And that bust and the jacket and the ring, that all stands for all those people.
Yeah, definitely. Look, when I retired, Andre, I'm like, man, I was finished year 12. I'm like, can I go to the Hall of Fame playing 12 years? I'm like, man, I need 5 more. 5 more years. I had 10 more interceptions, and in my numbers just, I done Googled the Hall of Fame way more times than I should have. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got all kind of notes in my phone about the DBs in the Hall of Fame, all kind of shit, right, Andre? So I'm like, man, all the guys who went is played 15 and 16 and 17 and all those kind of crazy years. But I'm like, man, the game is changing. I don't even know if can the DB play that long anymore, man. Like the speed of the game is changing so much. I don't even know if a DB will be able to play 17 or 16 years still in this game, man. So I didn't want to be the guy who was here. I'm pushing it and now I'm trash and I'm getting roasted. I didn't want to end like that. But at the same time, I'm like, man, this Hall of Fame dream gotta be 14 years. So it was like, that was one of my biggest things going across my mind as I chose to retire. But at the end of the day, I was like, man, turn this project in, man. And